Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. Life is going to test you. It's going to knock you down, not once, not twice, but over and over again. And the question is, when you hit the ground, when the weight of failure, disappointment, and struggle feels too heavy, what are you going to do? You see, there's a saying, fall down 7 times, get up 8. It's not about how many times you stumble, it's about how many times you rise. Everybody wants success. Everybody wants to win. But let me tell you something, success is not built on wins alone. It's built on losses. It's built on pain. It's built on the moments when you had every reason to quit but chose to keep going. Michael Jordan, cut from his high school team, Oprah, told you he wasn't fit for television. Edison failed 1,000 times before he got that light bulb to shine. What do they all have in common? They got up again and again and again. And you have that same power inside of you. You're going to face rejection. You're going to face doubt. And some days the world will feel like it's pushing you to your knees. But hear me when I say this, don't stay down. Don't let one failure define you. Don't let one no stop you. Because if you keep getting up, if you keep pushing, you will break through. The only difference between those who make it and those who don't is this: the ones who make it refuse to stay down. They rise, they learn, and they come back stronger. So I don't care how tough it gets. I don't care how impossible it feels. I don't care who doubts you. Get up again and again and again. Because the moment you decide that nothing will break you, that's the moment you become unstoppable. Resilience is the foundation of success. It is the ability to withstand difficulties, push through obstacles, and keep moving forward despite the setbacks that come along the way. No journey to success is ever smooth. There will always be challenges, failures, and moments of doubt. But what separates those who achieve greatness from those who fall short is resilience, the power to rise after every fall, to learn from mistakes, and to keep pushing forward no matter how hard life gets. The world does not reward those who give up at the first sign of difficulty. It rewards those who stand up, dust themselves off, and keep going. Every person who has ever achieved something remarkable has faced moments where quitting seemed like the easiest option. They have been knocked down, told they weren't good enough, and faced rejection after rejection. But instead of surrendering, they chose to persist. They chose to believe in their ability to overcome. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of success. Every failure carries a lesson, a hidden opportunity to grow stronger and wiser. When people refuse to let failure define them, they transform setbacks into stepping stones. They analyze what went wrong, adjust their approach, and try again with more determination than before. This process of falling and rising is what builds the kind of strength needed to succeed in any field. Without resilience, even the most talented individuals will struggle to reach their full potential. Life will test a person's limits. It will throw unexpected hardships in their path: financial struggles, personal loss, rejection, or self-doubt. These are the moments that determine a person's future. Those who lack resilience may see these difficulties as signs that they are not meant to succeed. They may let frustration and fear consume them, leading them to abandon their goals. But those who understand the power of resilience see these moments as opportunities to prove their strength. They recognize that adversity is temporary, but the lessons learned from overcoming it are permanent. The most successful people in the world are not those who had the easiest path. They are those who kept going when others stopped. They are the ones who trained harder after every defeat, who studied longer after every failure, who knocked on more doors after every rejection. Resilience is what allows a person to keep striving for excellence even when the odds seem stacked against them. There is a story behind every great achievement, and that story always includes struggle. The greatest athletes have lost games, the most successful entrepreneurs have failed businesses, and the most influential leaders have faced criticism and doubt. But what they all have in common is an unshakable determination to keep moving forward. They refuse to let failure define them. They use their setbacks as motivation to work harder, to improve, and to prove to themselves and the world that they were capable of greatness. Resilience is not just about enduring hardships. It is about adapting, learning, and evolving. It is about having the mental toughness to handle rejection, the discipline to stay focused, and the heart to keep believing even when things seem impossible. It is a mindset that says, I may have fallen, but I am not staying down. It is the belief that no matter how many times life knocks a person down, they have the strength to rise one more time. Success is never guaranteed, but resilience ensures that a person stays in the fight long enough to achieve it. The people who rise after every fall, who refuse to surrender to failure, who embrace challenges as opportunities, these are the ones who ultimately reach their goals. It is not luck, not talent alone, but the relentless refusal to give up that defines true success. Failure is often seen as something negative, something to be avoided at all costs. But the truth is, failure is not the end, it is just a step in the journey toward success. Every great achievement has failure woven into its foundation. It is through failure that people learn, grow, and develop the resilience needed to reach their goals. The most successful individuals in history did not avoid failure. They embraced it, learned from it, and used it as fuel to push forward. When people fail, they often feel like it is a permanent mark against them, as if they are incapable or undeserving of success. But failure does not define a person. How they respond to it does. The most successful people in the world have failed more times than most can count. Thomas Edison failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team before becoming one of the greatest players of all time. Oprah Winfrey was told she was not fit for television before becoming a media mogul. What all these individuals have in common is that they did not allow failure to be the end of their story. They saw failure as a lesson, not a loss. Every failure carries valuable lessons that cannot be learned through success alone. When a person fails, they are given a chance to analyze what went wrong, adjust their approach, and come back stronger. Failure provides an opportunity to build character, develop patience, and sharpen skills. Without failure, there is no growth. People who never fail are not pushing themselves hard enough. They are not taking risks or stepping outside of their comfort zones. Growth comes from struggle, from falling and rising, from learning what does not work and using that knowledge to find what does. The fear of failure holds many people back from chasing their dreams. They worry about embarrassment, about what others will think, about the pain of rejection or defeat. But avoiding failure also means avoiding success. The only way to truly fail is to never try. People who never take risks, never step out of their comfort zones, and never challenge themselves to do more will never know what they are truly capable of achieving. Those who succeed are not the ones who never fail, they are the ones who fail, learn, and try again. Failure is not a sign to quit, it is a sign to adjust. It is a signal that something needs to be changed, whether it is a strategy, a mindset, or an approach. When a person fails, they have two choices. They can see it as a reason to stop, or they can see it as an opportunity to improve. The people who achieve greatness are the ones who choose the second option. They use failure as feedback, as a stepping stone, as proof that they are making progress. Every struggle, every setback, and every disappointment is part of the process. The road to success is not a straight path. It is filled with obstacles, detours, and moments of doubt. But those who keep moving forward, who refuse to let failure define them, are the ones who ultimately succeed. Success is not about never falling. It is about getting back up every single time. The only true failure is giving up. And as long as a person is willing to stand back up, to learn, to keep going, then failure is never the end. It is just the beginning of something greater. The way a person thinks determines the direction of their life more than any external circumstance ever could. Circumstances can be tough, unfair, and unpredictable, but mindset is something that remains within a person's control. Some people rise above the worst conditions while others crumble under pressure, not because of the situation itself, but because of how they perceive and respond to it. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is not always talent, resources, or luck. It is mindset. A strong mindset allows people to see possibilities where others see barriers. It gives them the power to turn failures into lessons, challenges into opportunities, and setbacks into comebacks. Circumstances may not always be in a person's favor, but a winning mindset can overcome even the most difficult situations. History has shown time and time again that people who achieve great things are not necessarily the ones who started with the most advantages. Many of them came from nothing, faced rejection, and endured hardship. What made them successful was their ability to see beyond their current struggles and believe in their ability to change their own story. There are countless examples of individuals who refuse to let their circumstances define them. Nelson Mandela spent 27 years in prison, but never lost his vision of freedom. Instead of becoming bitter, he used his time to strengthen his mind, educate himself, and prepare for the moment when he could lead his country. Oprah Winfrey was born into poverty and faced countless obstacles, but she refused to accept that her background determined her future. Instead of letting her circumstances control her, she built a mindset of resilience and purpose, which ultimately led her to unimaginable success. People who focus only on their circumstances often feel powerless. They blame their failures on their environment, their upbringing, or their lack of opportunities. While these things can be real obstacles, they are not excuses. Many people have been in worse situations and still found a way to rise. The truth is, the moment a person shifts their mindset from I can't to how can I, everything changes. A person who believes in their own ability to grow, adapt, and push forward will always have an advantage over someone who sees themselves as a victim of circumstance. A powerful mindset is built through discipline, self-awareness, and persistence. It requires people to challenge their own limiting beliefs, to step outside their comfort zones, and to take control of their thoughts. Negative thoughts will always try to creep in: doubt, fear, insecurity, but the difference between those who succeed and those who don't is that successful people refuse to let those thoughts control them. They train their minds to focus on solutions instead of problems, on opportunities instead of obstacles. The human mind is incredibly powerful. It can be the thing that lifts a person to greatness, or it can be the thing that holds them back. The key is realizing that every challenge has two perspectives, one of defeat and one of possibility. A person with the right mindset will find a way to keep going even when things seem impossible. They will see failures, temporary hardship as a test, and struggle as fuel for growth. Every great success story begins with a mindset shift. The moment a person decides to stop making excuses, stop blaming their circumstances, and start taking control of their own destiny, they become unstoppable. Nothing in life is guaranteed, but one thing is certain: a strong mindset will always create more opportunities than any set of circumstances ever could. Effort and discipline are the twin pillars that sustain success. Talent can get a person far, but it is effort and discipline that take them the distance. Too often, people look for shortcuts, hacks, or the easy way to achieve their goals. They want to reach the destination without going through the journey. But true success isn't found in shortcuts. It's found in the consistent, everyday grind, the willingness to put in the work when no one is watching, when it's hard, when it feels like progress is slow or even non-existent. Effort is the fuel that propels someone forward. It is the act of showing up day after day, even when motivation wanes or when distractions arise. Effort is about doing the work, not just when it's convenient or easy, but especially when it's challenging. People who are successful understand that nothing worth having comes effortlessly. Every accomplishment, no matter how small, is a result of sustained effort over time. They know that every hour spent practicing, learning, or refining their craft brings them closer to their goal. Discipline, on the other hand, is what ensures that effort is consistent. Discipline is the ability to stick to the plan, to maintain focus, and to keep moving forward even when the road gets tough. It's the trait that turns effort into progress. A person can have all the ambition in the world, but without discipline, their efforts will lack direction and consistency. Discipline isn't just about working hard, it's about working smart. It's about making the right choices, even when those choices aren't the easiest or most immediate reward. The combination of effort and discipline creates momentum. When someone disciplines themselves to put in the effort every day, they begin to build habits that propel them toward success. The more consistent the effort, the more automatic the process becomes. A small effort repeated consistently compounds over time to create massive results. This is why discipline is so critical. It ensures that the work doesn't stop, even on days when motivation fades or obstacles arise. Discipline makes it possible to keep going when it would be easier to quit. It's easy to get caught up in the idea of overnight success, the stories of people who seem to rise to the top with little effort or struggle. But those stories are rare exceptions, not the rule. The reality is that the most successful people didn't get where they are by waiting for a lucky break or by relying on talent alone. They got there by outworking everyone else. They put in the hours when others were resting. They practiced when others were procrastinating, and they pushed through when others were ready to quit. It is the consistent effort built on a foundation of discipline that separates those who succeed from those who don't. The journey to success isn't always glamorous. It's filled with countless hours of preparation, repetition, and hard work that may not immediately seem rewarding, but it is this invisible work, the work that happens when no one is watching, that ultimately leads to greatness. Effort and discipline are not glamorous, but they are effective. They are the things that will make someone great when talent alone won't. When faced with difficulty, effort and discipline keep a person grounded. While others may become discouraged by obstacles or setbacks, those who are driven by effort and discipline see these challenges as part of the process. They understand that setbacks are temporary and that the only way through them is by doubling down on effort and maintaining discipline. Those who lack these qualities may give up after a few failures, but those who commit to effort and discipline keep showing up, keep doing the work, and keep believing that their consistent effort will eventually pay off. Success is not an event, it is a process. It is the product of steady, determined effort and the discipline to stay on course. Effort and discipline are the keys to achieving anything worthwhile. No matter the size of the dream, no matter the ambition, it is effort and discipline that will turn those dreams into reality. Pain is one of the most powerful forces in life. It can break a person or it can build them into something stronger than they ever imagined. Everyone experiences pain. Failure, loss, rejection, disappointment. It is an unavoidable part of the journey. But what separates those who succeed from those who don't is how they respond to that pain. Some let it consume them, while others use it as fuel. The strongest people are not the ones who have never suffered. They are the ones who took their pain and turned it into power. Pain has a way of revealing who a person really is. It strips away comfort and forces them to confront their true strength. In moments of struggle, people have two choices. They can allow the pain to defeat them, or they can use it as motivation to push forward. Pain can create fear, self-doubt, and insecurity, but it can also create hunger, determination, and resilience. It is a source of energy, and when channeled correctly, it can drive a person to achieve things they never thought possible. The greatest success stories are often built on a foundation of pain. Many of the most accomplished individuals in history have faced unbearable hardships. They have been doubted, underestimated, and knocked down. But instead of allowing pain to destroy them, they used it to sharpen their focus. They transformed their struggles into stepping stones. Pain became the reason they worked harder, pushed further, and refused to give up. It became the fire that fueled their ambition. Some of the most talented athletes, artists, and leaders were shaped by pain. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. That pain could have ended his dream, but instead it made him train harder than ever before. Oprah Winfrey faced rejection and hardship throughout her life, but she used her pain to fuel her drive for success. Even Thomas Edison, who failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb, understood that pain was not the end, it was part of the process. So the common thread between all these individuals is that they refuse to let their pain define them. They let it drive them. Pain teaches lessons that success never can. It builds character, endurance, and an unbreakable spirit. It forces people to adapt, to grow, and to find strength they didn't know they had. When everything is going well, there is little motivation to change or improve. But when pain enters the picture, it demands action. It pushes people out of their comfort zones and forces them to either rise to the challenge or fall to the pressure. You could just watch the sports game that hit the highlights, and the next moment, the players are the opposite of the change they sought, and instead they are actually those who rise become unstoppable. Turning pain into power requires a shift in perspective. Instead of seeing pain as something to be avoided, it must be embraced as an opportunity. Every struggle carries a lesson, and every hardship is a test of strength. Pain should not be seen as an enemy, but as a teacher. It reveals weaknesses that need to be strengthened and areas that need to be improved. It is a signal that growth is taking place. People who turn pain into power refuse to play the victim. They do not waste time feeling sorry for themselves. Instead, they ask, how can I use this? How can I grow from this? They take control of their pain and redirect it into something meaningful. Whether it is training harder, working longer, or proving doubters wrong, they channel their pain into relentless action. Pain is inevitable, but suffering is a choice. The difference between those who rise and those who fall is how they choose to respond. Those who turn pain into power understand that every hardship is an opportunity to become stronger, wiser, and more driven than before. Pain does not have to be a roadblock. It can be the very thing that pushes a person toward greatness. Life is full of challenges, setbacks, and unexpected turns. No matter how hard a person works, there will always be obstacles standing in the way. But success belongs to those who refuse to stop moving forward. No matter how many times they fall, they get back up. No matter how many doors close, they keep knocking. The key to achieving anything worthwhile is persistence, the ability to keep going even when things don't go as planned. There will be moments when the journey feels impossible, when progress feels slow, when doubt creeps in, and when the idea of quitting seems easier than continuing. These moments define a person's future. Those who give up never know what they could have accomplished, but those who push through discover strength they never knew they had. Every great achievement is built on a foundation of perseverance. The difference between success and failure isn't talent, intelligence, or luck. It's the determination to keep moving forward no matter what. Progress isn't always visible. Sometimes the effort seems wasted and results don't come fast enough. But every small step matters. Every lesson learned, every setback overcome, every inch gained adds up over time. The most successful people in the world weren't handed their success. They fought for it, step by step, failure by failure. They kept moving forward when others stopped, and that made all the difference. Fear of failure keeps many people stuck. They hesitate, overthink, and wait for the perfect moment. But the perfect moment never comes. The only way to grow, improve, and succeed is to take action. Mistakes will happen, failures will come, but standing still guarantees nothing. Movement, even imperfect movement, is always better than waiting for the right time. The more a person keeps going, the more they learn, and the closer they get to their goals. The road ahead will never be completely smooth. There will be rejection, disappointments, and failures. But none of that matters if a person refuses to quit. Each setback is just another test of resilience. Those who keep moving forward develop the mindset and discipline to handle anything that comes their way. They turn obstacles into opportunities, challenges into stepping stones, and failures into fuel or future success. There is no shortcut to greatness. It is earned through consistency, hard work, and an unshakable commitment to keep pushing forward. Even when the path is unclear, even when progress is slow, and even when everything seems to be going wrong, the only answer is to keep going. Every step forward, no matter how small, is a step closer to success. Stopping is not an option. Quitting is not an option. The only way to fail is to give up, and as long as a person keeps moving forward, they will always be on the path to something greater. No matter what life throws your way, the key is to keep pushing forward. Success is not about never falling. It's about rising every time you do. Every challenge, every setback, and every failure is just a stepping stone towards something greater. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is not intelligence, luck, or talent. It is the relentless refusal to quit. Keep learning, keep growing, and keep taking steps no matter how small. As long as you never stop moving forward, success is always within reach. The journey may be tough, but those who persevere will always find a way to rise.